What is leverage? Well, I don't think people really understand what leverage is.
The bigger conversation about leverage is knowing exactly how to use money to make money. Most people's fear when it comes to funding that they don't know what to do with the money, which is a valid fear because you still have to pay it back. But one of the biggest things that you want to use other people's money for is learning a high income skill set. So you as a business owner, you have to learn marketing. You have to learn sales. You have to learn leadership. You have to learn all of these different things that make your business work. That's first thing. You as a business owner. The second thing is marketing. If people don't know you, how they gonna do business with you? I'm finna invest in ads, or I'm finna invest in partnership, or I'm about to invest in getting my money. Third thing is I'm gonna say systems and operations. A lot of people say, oh, I wanna be a millionaire, I wanna make $1 million. Do you have the capacity for it? Do you got the team for it? When it comes to leverage and when it comes to using other people's money, you have to understand two things. One, your ROI, and what's the interest rate that they charge you. Let's say that your interest rate is 8%, 9%. It costs you less than the interest from the bank. So now when we're talking about leverage, we got to understand what's my return on investment. And then we also have to understand how much is this money is costing me. And then once we combine those two, then we see whether or not it's a good idea to use other people's money. It's like a simple concept, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's so good. Welcome to another episode of Access Granted, where I give you exclusive access to entrepreneurs killing it in their industry. Today, I'm excited to have my girl, Kendra. Kendra, what's up? Welcome to Access Granted.
What's up, K-Money? I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have you. Congratulations on the new baby.
Thank you.
He's going to be so spoiled. I'm so excited for you. So
Yeah.
excited. You just glowing and just all over social media, just so happy. I just love to see it.
Yes, and I think one of the biggest things that even like when we talk about grants and stuff, we be thinking it's approvals, baby. This is real life.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool how I've been able to have systems and like use other people's money to fund my business and get systems and get funding.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can have a healthy, happy pregnancy and a healthy, happy baby. So I'm excited for what we're doing in the life of people today.
I'm excited too. So we're about to unlock, right? Like the real deal, how they can get access to funding, how they can grow their business, how they can expand their business. And I was like, let me call my girl Kendra.
Yeah,
she
you called the right one. You called the right one, you know.
Kendra, for those who are watching, tell them more about who you are. I know who you are, but tell the audience, who are you? What do you do? And what are we about to get access to today?
All right, y'all. What's up? My name is Kendra Cathey. I am a personal and business credit expert. So I help entrepreneurs get money for their business by teaching you how exactly to structure your business and your personal credit profile so that the bank says yes. Now, the thing about me that separates everything from everybody else is I don't just teach you credit. I don't just teach you funding, but I actually teach you leverage. Leverage is what's going to change your life, which is actually using this money and capital the right way. So I've been able to fund over $10.5 million into the community. I've helped over 4,000 entrepreneurs, and you're about to be added to that number. So, access granted, that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Let's dive straight in, Kendra. I want the bag.
All right.
I need it.
You need it.
I need it.
We all need it.
Where do I start?
It's my money. I want to know. So, before we start, right, it's kind of like when you get in the car, right? You need a roadmap. So, to have a roadmap, we have to understand where we're trying to go, how much we need, and that's going to determine the actual funding strategy. Mm-hmm. So like if somebody is a new business owner, they're not going to have the same funding strategy as somebody that's been established for 3 to 5 years. So the first thing that you do when you get started is you, of course, define how much do I need? Mm-hmm. Is it 20,000? Is it 50,000? Is it 100,000? Right? So when we just figure out how much do I need, the next thing we have to figure out is what do I have? So then we audit it. So we audit it by saying, hey, what is my credit score right now? Do I have an LLC? What type of income do I have? And where's the best place to go for my situation? Mm-hmm. So like with you with grants, it's a lot easier to get access to capital and get access to funding if you don't have to pay it back because you're getting grants. Mm-hmm. But for somebody that has an LLC and somebody that does have good credit, then it's like, okay, grants is one thing, but now I have access to business credit. Now I have access to personal and business credit because I have good credit. Now, if I'm somebody who doesn't have, good credit, but my business makes money, then we can explore alternative lending. So you have to understand how much you need, what you have, and then that determines your funding strategy. So the first thing is clarity. What do I need? How much I need? The second thing is actually auditing your business and auditing your personal credit profile. What does my personal credit look like? what type of business do I have? How long have I had a business? How much money am I making? And then from there, we decide what's the best type of funding.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. So what does, how big or how much does my personal credit impact me when it comes to getting access to funding for my business as well?
Girl, a lot. So credit, I tell people credit is short for credibility. What is your credibility score, right? So it's a FICO score, but to me, it's like your credit tells people how you manage other people's money. So if you look like you don't pay people back and you don't keep your word, I'm not going to give you my money. You're going to have a lot harder time accessing capital when you have bad credit. Having good credit is like having a good reputation, which makes getting access to capital easier, quicker, and you get more because you have shown that people actually trust you with their money. Now, when you have bad credit, you gotta jump through the loops. Like you gotta apply for all the grants. You gotta show income. You gotta give the bank your first name, last name, blood type, and middle child. It is so expensive to have bad credit because when people are looking at your credit profile, it's like, oh, this person has not kept their word. This person has charge-offs. This person has collections. And a lot of people think that they can hide behind that by going and getting funding on the business side. But for a large amount of funding, don't listen to TikTok. If you're trying to go into Amex, Chase, Wells Fargo, all of them are going to look at your personal credit. I'm just being 100. So your credit is important if you want to get access to credit quicker, simpler, easier, and get access to a lot of credit faster.
That's so amazing. But there's somebody that's watching this right now, and as soon as you say credit, they checked out. Like they might still have it on, and they might still be listening. But when we say credit, sometimes there are some people that's like, my credit is already shot. It's no hope for me. Or, when you talk about credit, I ain't gonna get approved for nothing because I don't have good credit. So what advice do you have to that person that's watching this right now and they don't have the best personal credit score, but they got the vision, they got the drive, they got the business, but their credit score might be holding them back?
So here's the thing that people don't understand about credit. I understand where they're coming from because I used to be in that exact same position. I used to have a 488 credit score. And at the time, I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur because I knew a 9-to-5 wasn't for me. Now, what happened was I actually was a victim of identity theft. So it led me into understanding, how do I actually fix this? Because I was like a lot of people. I felt hopeless. I felt like I wouldn't have opportunities. I wasn't even trying to get funded. I was trying to get a place to live, a car to drive, simple things that you need as an adult. Now, what a lot of people don't understand about credit is that the way that credit and credit repair works is that there are 4 main laws. You have the FCRA, you have the FDCPA, so the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. You have TILA, the Truth in Lending Act, and then you also have HIPAA, which is for like medical collections. So when it comes to your credit, you as a consumer actually have more power than the bank because you're protected by the federal government. So with credit repair, when you know how to leverage these laws, this is how you start to get items removed. Like I have had people come into my program with a 400, 500, 600 credit score and been able to get a 700 within a 30 to 60 day period just by leveraging the laws. And the amazing thing about 2026 is you already know you help people get grants with AI. But guess what? AI can also go and look at these credit laws that apply to your specific situation. So it's less hope and it's more ignorance. The more that you get educated about this stuff, the more that you'll see your life start to change. Because if you're trying to get to the next level, money is going to fuel that vision.
Oh, that's so powerful.
Yeah.
So powerful. So I'm ready, right? I'm watching this. I'm ready. I'm like, Kendra got me locked in. I'm about to unlock. I'm about to restore my personal credit. My credit score, having bad credit is costing me too much, and I'm ready to go all in. What are some things that I can do to actually increase my credit? Because we know how important it is to restore your credit, but you got to increase your score. You got to show some credibility as well.
Right.
What are some things that I can do to help me increase my credit, restore my credibility, and just help me go into the banks, unlock some funding?
Okay, so when it comes to increasing your credit, we got 4 main things we can do. So before we even talk about increasing credit, we have to understand what is credit, what makes up credit. And then once we understand that, we can manipulate the score, right? For lack of better words, we can finesse it a little bit. So your FICO score ranges from a scale of about 300 to 850. So simple math, 550 points. Now we have to understand what actually makes up that score. So that score is made up by your payment history, your credit card utilization, your total mix of accounts, and it's also made up by the number of accounts that you have and your recent inquiries. So when we look at the biggest thing that's going to impact your payment history, that's going to impact your credit score, it's going to be your payment history, which is 35%, and your credit utilization, which is 30%. So 65% of your score is off of that. So when we talk about increasing our score, paying down your credit cards under 30% is going to increase your score. Getting it down under 10% is going to increase it even more. That's one way, just paying down existing credit cards, because a lot of people don't understand that alone can get you to the next level. Now, the second thing is also adding positive history. I know so many people that are stuck in the 600s because they just don't have a credit card, or they just don't have credit. And they don't have bad credit, they just have no credit. So in that case, we're adding positive accounts to the credit report, which is going to give you more data to put in that score.
That's good.
Now, the third thing to increase your credit, of course, is removing things off of your credit report. So when you are removing things off of your credit report, that's also going to have a major increase in your score, because it's going to help two things. It's going to help the derogatory items, and then it's also going to help your payment history. So once we remove those negative items, that's another way of increasing your score. Now, the fourth thing is adding trade lines. So trade lines is basically like where you borrow somebody else's credit history and put it on your credit profile. So let's say that you have your credit profile and you have a card that's like 60%, 70%. If you add somebody else's card that's at 10%, it's going to balance it out and your score is going to increase. So those are going to be the four main ways. So it's not science, but it's math. Once we understand what makes up the score, those are the four things that we can use to see a dramatic increase in your credit.
Oh, that's so good. Kendra, I've had a lot of people on Access Granted talk about credit. A lot of people.
A lot.
I don't think anybody has broke it down the way you just broke it down. Like, my 14-year-old can understand what you just said. Like, there's no excuse. If you're watching this, there's no excuse.
No excuse.
No excuse. But now we're ready to get to the bag, Kendra.
Yeah.
Tell me
That's a product of teaching for 6 years.
Yeah. Thank you. It was me.
Okay.
It was me.
Okay.
So we had a lot of people come on here talk about credit, but I don't think anybody has ever broke it down the way you just did. So shout out to you.
Thank you.
You actually teach this information. Like, you have a coaching program where you actually teach this information?
Yes, I do. So in my coaching program, it's called New Wealth Creation, because I had a vision about 4 years ago. And I had a vision where I would teach, at least 1,000 families how to leverage credit. So New Wealth Creation is a program where I actually help people fix their credit. I teach them how to build it. A lot of people don't even understand the importance of building your credit the right way to get funding, right? And then I teach them how to get both personal and business funding. Now, another thing I teach them how to do is also how to get their LLCs and how to start a business, helping other people do the same. So I've helped people launch their I help people launch their credit repair businesses, and also not only change their life but make six figures helping other people. So that's one of the coaching programs that I teach. But then I also teach people in a free class how to do it as well. So if you're like, I really don't understand this, I teach a free class every Thursday as well.
A free class.
Free class.
Every Thursday.
Yeah.
Breaking this down.
Right. So I teach it. I think what separates me from a lot of people is that I teach the whole system. Most people, they're only good with credit repair, or they're only good with funding, or they only know what LLC. A lot of times you don't really get all of that in one system where you can actually piece it together. Because I know I spent anywhere from about $70,000 to about $85,000 to learn credit, and I was getting in and out of all of these credit programs. But it was like one piece of the puzzle would be, oh, this is how you fix credit. The second piece of the puzzle would be, oh, this is business credit. But then I would never know how to put it all together. So I put it in a system and then actually teach people how to actually use credit to make money, which separates me from a lot of people, because a lot of people don't understand the concept of leverage, because when you're learning credit, you also have to learn what to do with it. So that's the biggest thing.
That's what I love about you, because there's so many people online saying you can get $100,000 in credit, or you can get, no doc approvals. I can get you up to $1 million. But it's like, okay, you helping me get this money. And there are some people that are helping entrepreneurs get access to this money, and then they're charging them a percentage, but nobody's showing them what to do with the bag. Like,
Right.
how do I grow my business? How do I even start a business? How do I use it for paid ads and paid marketing and advertising? Like, what do I do? So I love that you have a program where you're not just saying, let me help you with your credit. Let me fix your credit, and then let me charge you 10% to help you get the bag. You're like, no, let me show you how to really leverage this,
Right.
so that you can not just change your life, change other people's as well. So that is so powerful and impactful. So earlier you mentioned like you help people get personal and business credit. As somebody who is on the other side of this and helping millions of people get access to capital, should I really be using personal credit? Should I use my business credit? Should I just go get an LLC and focus on my business more than my personal? Or should I be using both?
So when it comes to credit, a lot of people put the cart before the horse. So business credit is the sexy thing. Getting an LLC is the sexy thing. But that's literally like step 3, 4, and 5. When it comes to getting business credit, that's ultimately where we want to end at. But that's where a lot of people realistically are not going to start at. Because from what I've seen, because credit is not taught in schools, people have to go through the phases of fixing their credit, building it up with the right accounts, not just having a 700 credit score, but actually knowing how to build it up, and then going and getting funding on the business side. Now, if you already have the credit profile, then, it makes sense to go to business, because once you have like a 720 and it's a very strong report, you can go and secure capital. But for a lot of people, realistically, you have to go through the process of fixing it, building it, getting personal funding, like getting comparables and building up your personal credit profile the right way, and then going and getting business credit or business funding. So I personally feel like once you get it to a 700 and you have your LLC in its age, then you just live off business credit. Like, I got my credit to a 795, 795, 800, whatever. Potato,
right?
And I got over 100,000 in personal credit. Then I locked my personal credit, got my LLC, and then got over 200,000 in funding for my LLC.
Wow.
So one thing that I teach people what to do is to actually prepare yourself so that when you get to the business credit side, instead of you rushing and getting $2,000, $3,000, or $4,000 approvals, if we build the personal credit the right way, we have an LLC so that it's aging while we're building and fixing it. And then we go and get personal credit and business funding and all of that stuff. So in a sense, it's both, but don't try to skip it, because you're going to miss out on a lot of money by not doing it the right way.
That's so powerful.
Yeah.
So powerful. Because again, you hear people come in all the time saying, just get your LLC and then go get business funding. And you're like, you're missing out on the bag over here too. Because you get money over here that'll help you get more money over here when you got money over there.
Exactly.
That is so good.
Yeah, you looking at the money you got, but you ain't looking at the money you missed out on by not doing it the right way.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. You mentioned something that I think people miss out on, that credit isn't taught in school.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that there should be some type of conversation in schools around credit. I have a daughter that's 14 years old, and she understands credit. She's an entrepreneur as well. She understands the.
That's dope. I know she get money and she like her mama.
The baby is killing it. She made 6 figures from TikTok.
Ooh, she a hell of a lot richer than me at 14.
Now. She's 15 now, but she is killing it. But she understands, but it's from conversations that I have had with her, and then it's from being in these spaces, in these rooms, and she sees, she's on social media, so she sees all of the people that are like influencing and talking about credit and all of those things. So she asks questions about credit and real estate. But what are some things, especially being a new mom, that you are going to incorporate with? Is it Carter? Baby Carter?
Baby Carter.
Baby Carter. What are some things that you plan to incorporate? Because when I was younger, I heard about credit and I knew what credit was, but it was like, stay away from it. Don't get a credit card. When you go to school, like, I was afraid of credit. And it was just because we didn't have those conversations. So what are some things you plan to do with Baby Carter to make sure he is ready to tackle the world and get credit as well?
So
just knowledge.
So the thing that I feel like about the school system is that the school system, most people think that they're failures when you're really just products of a broken system. The school system and the system period is not meant to make anybody successful. It's meant to make you compliant. It's meant to make you stand in line. It's meant to make you help the top 10%, work for their companies, grow their family, grow their wealth. So credit is not going to be taught in school. So we have to purposely put different things in place on how we want to run our family, how we want to teach it. Now, as far as Baby Carter, I'm gonna give him, I'm gonna put and instill hard work into him. I honestly feel like credit is gonna be a conversation that we're gonna have probably when he's 15 or 16. But I'm gonna instill entrepreneurship. Be a person of integrity. Be a person of hard work. This is how you understand business. This is how finances work, and then start to slowly introduce that once his brain can comprehend it. Now, one thing that I'm doing for my brothers, they're a lot closer in age. They're about 14. Is that I teach them credit, but I also teach them financial literacy. See, a lot of times we want to talk about credit and funding and getting LLCs, but if you give an 18-year-old 50,000 and you haven't built the knowledge on how to actually maintain and flip it, you're gonna mess their life up.
Right.
So what I've been able to do with them since they're older is that I have put them on my credit card, but I didn't tell them. I'm teaching them about the concepts of credit. I'm also teaching them about business, but I'm also teaching about how to actually manage finances. This is how you budget. This is how you save. This is what a business is. And then once I see that they're responsible, then it's like, hey, you got a 700 credit score that I've been building. So when it comes to credit, you can't add your kids on your credit, but you also want to also have the conversation about here's what you do with it and how you manage it, because realistically I had got introduced to credit at like 19, 20. I had terrible financial habits and I had to pay off a lot of debt before it.
Right.
So I think the bigger conversation is around financial literacy as a whole, and then introducing credit once you feel like they can handle it, because you still don't want to give them fire because fire is hot.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's really, really good.
Yeah.
So now, we understand, like we locked in. We know what credit is. We're excited. What are some gems that you can give us, some access that you can give us on securing the bag and getting access to business funding? Give me some banks. Like, where can I go?
Yeah, all right. So we want the banks. We want to get access. All right, cool. So let's start on the personal side, because that's where a lot of people realistically gonna be, especially if you ain't got no LLC, you don't have a business, or you don't have anything like that. So on the personal side, this is what you need to do to go and get personal funding. So when it comes to getting personal funding, the best thing for you to do is to actually go to credit unions. Credit unions are going to give you higher limits than banks are. So on the personal side, when we're looking to get funding on the personal side, some of the good banks would be banks like NASA, Navy Federal, PenFed, Atlanta Postal Credit Union, Vistar. These are all great banks. Suncoast, really any credit union, but those are the top. And then you also have Andrews Federal Credit Union. These are the top credit unions that you can really go and get a bag with. Now, when it comes to getting funding on the personal side, those high limits are going to allow us to go and get higher limits on the business side. So outside of personal, once we go to business and we get our LLC, the best thing for you to do is to go and get business credit. So with business credit, you can literally go and get access to 150,000 in funding by knowing the right banks to go to. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is that it's not just about having good credit in the LLC anymore. It's not 2020, it's 2026. So banks are also requiring something called an internal banking score. So one of the most important things right now is building relationships with banks, having deposits, opening up the checking account before you go and apply for funding. Now, if we're talking about some of the best banks on the business side right now, Chase is giving out a crazy bag, anywhere from 50 to 100,000. You have Wells Fargo. That's also good. With Wells Fargo, you don't like them? Oh, they fired
me.
Never mind, they the ops. well, Wells Fargo,
they giving the bag. They giving the bag.
They giving the bag. So like on a line of credit. On a line of credit, yeah, they the ops. I don't know. Don't send them no business. but on a line of credit, if you have a relationship with them for at least 60 to 90 days, line of credit, no doc if your LLC is over 2 years old. Business credit, they also give them high business credit limits. Some additional banks, you have Truist Bank, you can get 2 business credit cards up to about 25,000. You also have PNC, you can get 2 business credit cards with them as well. So when it comes to getting business funding or business credit, the best place to start with is no interest business credit cards for 2 reasons. One, you don't have to have a lot of age. You can get them with a brand new LLC. You can also get them if you don't make a lot of money in your business. The second thing is because when you are an entrepreneur, one less bill is a peace of mind. So when it comes to funding, most funding comes with interest. So you're not only getting the money, but you also have to pay the bank interest on the money that you're getting from the bank. So when it comes to getting business credit,
that's what's going to give you access to be able to flip the money with having a peace of mind, because you're only paying 1% of whatever it is that you borrow on a business credit card. So let's say you get a business credit card for $50,000. You only pay 1%, which is probably going to be $300 to $500. So, and you don't have to do doc, and you don't have to get interest while you're trying to figure it out. So you have 9 to 12 months of interest-free money that you can use to invest into your business. So on the business side, that's how you're going to access it. You're going to take your 700 credit score. You also going to take your LLC and then go to one of the top 5 big banks, which is Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, PNC, Citibank, because those are the ones that are going to have 0% interest. So on the personal side, credit unions are best. On the business side, national banks are the best.
Go listen. You know, first of all, if you are giving out all this value and information, on Access Granted, I can only imagine what you're doing in this class every Thursday. The link is
every Thursday.
I want y'all to pause right now. I want you to stop right now, and I want you don't leave. I want you to pause, and I want you to go click the link in the comment and secure your spot in the free class. What's the name of the free class again?
It's Credit to Wealth. I'm gonna show you how to use your credit to actually build wealth and increase your income.
So credit to wealth. I don't know about y'all, but I think we all want wealth. And if my credit can help me build wealth, what am I waiting on? Go click the link and listen. Now. Okay. So we got the credit.
Yes.
We know where to go get the bag. Let's get to the wealth.
Let's get to the wealth.
Let's get to the wealth. Like we're building legacies for our kids. We want to make sure that our family is good. We want to make sure we start these companies and build these companies. What is leverage? People say it all the time. And I think so many people, we miss a huge audience out there because we say leverage.
We probably do.
And I don't think people really understand what leverage is. Kendra, what's leverage?
So leverage in 5th grade terms is simply using somebody else. It's simply using a tool or a resource that somebody else has to be able to leverage something that you don't have. So like right here, this is called leveraging an audience. I don't have a big audience. Coach A has a big audience. She has the light. She has all of this. So I'm leveraging, showing people my expertise through you. If I'm somebody, and let's say you work a 9 to 5, and let's say that at your 9 to 5, you are managing accounts, you're following up with people, your job is leveraging you and your time to make money so that they don't have to do everything themselves. You're making revenue for the company and you're freeing up their time to run the business. So when it comes to leverage and we talk about using other people's money, it's simply using other people's money to make more money. Now, the bigger conversation about leverage is knowing exactly how to use money to make money, because it's simple to say, oh, just take 10,000, turn it into 50,000, but you got to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So when it comes to leverage, it's simply using other people's something that belongs to somebody else to help you get to the next level.
That's good.
So when it comes to leverage and we talk about using other people's money, leverage and capital, the thing that I like about business funding, I know with grants, sometimes they can be slower. Sometimes I know with bigger grants, sometimes you got to do allocations, like show what you spent the money on and all of that stuff. So what I like about leverage when you're using business credit and business funding, it's not limited to a certain thing. So you can use leverage. You can invest into somebody like yourself and learn social media, or you can invest into somebody that does marketing and get in front of more people to make more money in your business. So leverage, if you're using other people's money, all it is capital. Capital is just money that belongs to somebody else. So what I've been able to do specifically when we talk about leverage is that I've used my credit to invest in people who already knew what they were doing. Because I said, if these people learn or figured out how to make $1 million and they charging me $5,000 to $10,000 to tell me how they made $1 million, I'm just going to get it, knock and listen.
Right.
Like most people's fear when it comes to funding is that they don't know what to do with the money, which is a valid fear because you still have to pay it back. But one of the biggest things that you want to use other people's money for is learning a high income skill set. So you as a business owner, you have to learn marketing. You have to learn sales. You have to learn leadership. You have to learn all of these different things that make your business work. That's first thing. You as a business owner. The second thing is marketing. If people don't know you, how they gonna do business with you? So then you use the bank's money. Hey, I'm finna invest in ads, or I'm finna invest in, a partnership. Or I'm about to invest in getting my money. We're getting my business in front of, a certain audience, more people. Third thing if I'm going to say systems and operations, a lot of people say, oh, I want to be a millionaire. I want to make $1 million. Do you have the capacity for it? Do you got the team for it? Now you're using your credit to get money to invest in payroll, to invest in people, to invest in systems. So a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to take this credit. I'm finna get in real estate. I'm about to get in stocks. That's going to give you a slower return. When it comes to leverage and when it comes to using other people's money, you have to understand two things. One, your ROI, and what's the interest rate that they're charging you.
Mm-hmm.
So your interest rate, let's say that your interest rate is, I don't know, 8%, 9%. Then let's say that you are getting charged, I don't know, $2,000, right? You invest in ads, you make $4,000.
Mm-hmm.
How much is that on the return? What is that? It's over 100% return.
Yeah.
It's over 100% return. So that means that you use $2,000 somebody else's money. You made $4,000 in your business. It cost you less than the interest from the bank. So now when we're talking about leverage, we got to understand what's my return on investment. And then we also have to understand how much is this money is costing me. And then once we combine those two, then we see whether or not it's a good idea to use other people's money. So that's it's like a simple concept. You know what I mean?
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. I often talk about, I don't think I talk about it enough, but one thing I've been able to do, and I made a lot of mistakes with my credit. Didn't even have to, but I did. I mean, when I say a lot of mistakes, y'all, my credit score was shot. And it cost me a lot of opportunities too. But one thing, when I did restore my credit, one thing I was able to do is start running paid ads for my business.
Ooh, girl, I just got into it.
So now
I had to hold my wig on that one.
I spent about six figures a month in paid advertisement, but the return on the investment is crazy.
Right.
And it's putting my brand. So people are always asking, like, Coach K, you show up everywhere. I see you everywhere. Like, you're on this, you're on this, you're on that. And I can be laying in bed at night and see your ad pop up. And I'm like, because I pay for that. But I'm using credit.
Yeah.
I use a credit card and I'm racking up on rewards points.
We ain't even gotten to that.
Yeah, I'm racking up on rewards points. So that's where I was going. Like, what are some benefits, some things that you have truly been able to, like, I travel for free now. I just went to Anguilla and I went to Anguilla. I went to St. Martin first. I left St. Martin and went to Anguilla. I didn't have to pay for my flight. I didn't have to pay for my hotel. Like, I paid whatever. I think it was like $6 for my flight because I had to pay the tax on my flight.
Right.
Because of my points. My hotel was points. I converted points for my hotel. I left St. Martin, went to Anguilla, stayed at the Four Seasons in Anguilla, and everybody's like, oh my goodness, you just spent so much money and you stayed at the Four Seasons. It's $2,000 a night. I was like, I didn't spend anything.
Right.
I probably spent $500 on a week vacation.
Yeah.
But it's because of credit and how I've been able to leverage my credit and how I've been able to tackle the rewards and the point system.
That's what people don't even understand, baby. Good credit is a lifestyle. It is not a number. Good credit is a lifestyle, okay? Yeah. See, Kate knows. The girls that get it.
The girls that get it. So what are some things that you've been able to do to, like, really leverage your credit? Like, you probably wouldn't even think, like, oh my goodness, this is possible.
Oh man. First of all, business credit, American Express, insane. Chase reward point, insane.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, if you like to travel, it's so funny because I just came back from St. Martin on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that it's the entire experience, it's not even just the benefit.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do you get discounted flights, but you also get travel protection if something happens to your bag. So if you have an emergency thing or anything, you also get free TSA, free global entry, fleet clear. You get to go to the Centurion Lounge or the American Express Lounge. Free foods, free drinks, showers, work hubs, everything. You also get free Marriott status, Marriott Gold status. You get free Hilton status. You get invited to exclusive events. You get your own personal concierge. When you get to the hotel, you also get upgrades. I can't tell you how many times I've already got a room for free and then I get upgraded to a penthouse because I already have the credit and I have the status with that particular hotel chain. Good credit not only gives you access to capital, but it gives you access that people really don't understand. You can also get cash back. So, like, in my Navy Federal right now, I have over $3,000 in cash back just by paying bills I was already going to pay anyways. You don't get that same thing with debit. So when I be telling people bad credit is expensive, I'm like, listen,
you missing out.
so you missing out on so much. Like, when it comes to credit and you actually know how to use it for your benefit, most people don't know how to use it for their benefit because they don't know all of these things. But the Chase Sapphire, amazing credit card reward points. American Express, the platinum and the gold. I personally like the gold because the gold, you run ads, so you get it. You get 4 times the points on ads. You get 3 times the points on grocery and food. And I like to eat. I like to eat. You get 2 times the points on, office supplies and stuff like that. And then even when with Delta, I have the Delta Gold card with American Express as well. I don't pay for any bags. I get upgraded to first class and comfort because I have the gold card. So it is so amazing. Like, if you ever want to be fly, you listen. Y'all better stop sleeping on y'all credit. Because
sleeping on your credit.
Listen, hello. All fun in the side. Like, I get out in and out of the Atlanta airport 15 to 30 minutes. I'm talking about free upgrades. It's definitely dope.
I love it. It's definitely a life. I'm like, I've been missing out on this all my life.
Yeah. And most people are missing out on it.
Most people missing out. You walking past the lounge when you could be walking in. And it's just a different level of luxury. And it's just, it all ties back to just credit. It's the education. Yeah. I think most of us miss out because we're just not educated about what credit is, how to leverage it, how to use it. And we've been taught since a very early age to stay away from credit.
Right.
Stay away from credit. Don't use it. You'll get in trouble with it. And I often use the scenario or the example of when I worked at Wells Fargo. There was a gentleman, he came in and he had adopted a young lady. And he came in, brought her in, he opened up a savings account. They opened up a minor savings account. They came back in shortly after that. She was a teenager. They opened up a teen checking account. They came back in shortly after that. They opened up her first college checking account. They came back in later, did a credit card. They came back in later and closed on her first house. Right?
Period.
He was teaching her early about credit. Okay? I can't think from the 15 years that I worked at Wells Fargo, I can't count on my hands how many minorities came in and followed any of that process. Like, came in, opened up. I mean, we were opening up savings accounts for our kids. There were people that would come in, and then we had sales goals, and I would talk to people, and I would tell them, hey, you need a savings account for your kids. And they'd be like, no, I don't. But when it came to other races, people were coming inside and they were, as soon as their kid got a social security number, they were setting up savings accounts. They were, as soon as their kids had their 12th birthday, 13th birthday, they were coming in to open up a checking account. They're teaching financial literacy at an early age. And then for us, it's like, nah, we're not going to teach this. We want our kids to be afraid of credit. We don't want them to use it. So I love that you are teaching it. I love that you're hosting, like you're making an impact and you're teaching it for free. Like you're hosting a free class and then you created this community around it and you're changing lives with this information. So I just want to give you your flowers because that's big. That's huge. And then there's a whole nother level of Kendra. Like you have a coaching program where now once I restore my credit, I fix my credit, I learn this information, you will show me how to convert this into a business where I can start helping and impacting others. What's some benefits of that? Because if I'm watching this, I'm thinking, man, I just want to do this so I can fix my credit. But you're like, don't just stop there. Make it a business where you can help others as well.
Yeah. So one of the beautiful things that I love about teaching people how to start credit repair businesses is because when you look at, the meeting, even just bringing it back to what you said, is that we don't know what we don't know, and we're only passing down what we think we know to our kids. So when we start to look at the medium income is only $48,000 household income. The median credit score for African Americans is 640, between 640 to 660, depending on the age. So when it comes to not using credit and all it is, most people don't use credit responsibly. A lot of people use credit for bills. They use credit for BS, shopping, trips. And when it comes to the knowledge and education, I can't teach you how to be financially literate if I'm not financially literate, So one of the things that I love teaching people is I'm like, hey, once you get your credit right, you will be selfish. You actually would be selfish to not help people because you knew how bad it was when you had bad credit. You knew how hard it was for you to be paying all of this rent and all of these deposits. And now you get a credit and you ain't going to reach back down. Now you have people in your family. You already know they don't know no better. God has helped you and put you in a better position. You're not going to reach back down. So it's not only an impact thing, it's also like, I can't change the world, but I can change your life and you can change your family's life. And that's how we start to improve the community, because I can't touch 7 billion people. It's impossible. So one thing that I love about credit repair is, for one, the freedom. So I started my credit repair business when I was 20. After I fixed my own credit from my identity theft. By 21, I had made $130,000. That was life changing. I thought it was a dope dealer. Like, I started trying. I thought it was a dope dealer. I paid $100,000. So when it comes to credit repair, if you learn credit repair, you will literally never have to worry about money. Never, because everybody gonna always need their credit fixed. All fun to the side, you can't get nothing with bad credit. You can't get a car. You can't get a house. Your deposits is more. Your interest rates is more. It makes life more expensive. So people are more desperate to get out of that. So it's really going to it's really going to have them be less if they pay you to fix their credit than if they keep bad credit. Especially when you know how to get results, because a lot of people be getting results.
Yeah.
So one thing I love about credit repair is the need-based skills. So no matter what economy, Trump, Obama, whatever you want to call it, people don't always need their credit fixed. Now, the second thing I like is it is remote independent. So you can do credit repair here. You can do credit if you go to Anguilla. You can do credit if you go to Mexico. All you need is a laptop and some ambition. You know what I'm saying?
I think my first time stumbling across your page, you were in Dubai.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this girl on this luxury vacation popping it on social media talking crazy all the way in Dubai? And I was like, I like her. I like her because she just like so real and so wrong. Like, this could be you, but you at home playing. And so I was like, I like her. So I started following you and I was like, oh, she's killing it. Like, she's really like, she that girl. And I love that for you. So what are some students that, like, what's a life-changing story like that somebody you've helped with credit who just came to you and was like, Kendra, you changed my life? Yeah.
Oh man, I
know you got several.
I gotta pick one. I ain't gonna lie. No offense to the fellas. I love my women. Yeah, I do. One of the most life-changing things I had a student named Jocelyn. She was able to get into my program. She was able to do 100. And I believe it was 160,000 in 10 months. Now, she was a stay-at-home mom. She was taking care of her kids. She couldn't keep a job because she had to be there for her son. So she had to take care of her son. So she joined credit repair program, and she literally used her last to get into this credit repair program. And she was like, well, it's going to cost me to not know it, and it's going to cost me to make the investment. So I'm going to just figure it out. So she was able to get her credit repair business, and she was also able to put her son in private school, and she was able to still work from home, spend time with her. So imagine how many women are stuck. Because I know with my mom, I didn't really get to grow up with an active mom because she was working 2 jobs, raising 3 kids on a $12 salary. So she was like, I have to be here for my son. I have to be here for my kid. I'm going to learn this because I want a better life for him. So not only has she been able to put him in private school, but she also has been able to travel. When we went to My Free Score, like a lot of times we just on Zoom. When I saw her in My Free Score, they only flew the top affiliates out. So I said, she ran to me. She said, oh my God, you changed my life. And I said, hey. And then she's like, my name is Jocelyn. My name is Jocelyn. And I had a video on my page. And she literally did 160 something thousand.
Wow.
In under a year.
Wow.
No job would pay you that. And then you had the freedom to work from home and spend time with your kids. The second thing is I have a student named Lacey. She had about a 640 credit score and she had no funding, but she wanted to open up a daycare. Now, Lacey came to me and she was like, I know my credit is bad, but I would rather work on it and try to get funding than just stay with bad credit. So she invested and she was able to get over $200,000 in funding and she was able to start a daycare. Now, that daycare, she was able to quit her 9 to 5, and then she's also able to put jobs in the community with that daycare. So it's so many women that have been able to change their lives, especially when they have kids. I have a soft spot for that because I'm like, dang, I wish my mom knew this growing up. And then it's another dude, his name is it's for the fellas. So it's another dude, his name is Sean. and he had a daughter. He had a daughter on the way, and he had a younger daughter. So he was able to get over $55,000 in chase with a new LLC, and he was able to get a tax lien property for $30,000. That tax lien property was worth $185,000.
Let's go.
With once he gets cash in hand, deed in hand. So not only is he able to get property, but that's $150,000 that she was able to get just by getting funded, and he was paying no interest on it the whole time. So with a baby on the way, he like, listen, we gotta figure this out.
Figure it out.
So when it comes to all of these different stories with all of these different people, I've seen people start Airbnbs and quit their jobs, start salon suites. And one thing that I love about capital and about credit is that it gives you fuel. It helps you bring your vision to life. Like, you know how many people have ideas? They have all of these things that they want to do, this life that they dream about. But that's the number one thing that's holding a lot of people back. So I think those would have to be my top 3 or 4.
That is so powerful.
Yeah.
You changing lives, Kendra. You can't.
I am.
Changing lives.
I am.
love that for you.
I am. Thank God.
If I'm watching this right now and I don't have the best personal credit and I'm still on the fence, or you know I'm afraid to take action, and I'm like, I don't know. What advice do you have for me?
Can I be blunt?
Yeah.
Scary money don't make money. You gonna have to get it together.
Yeah.
That mindset ain't got you nowhere. It ain't gonna get you nowhere, and it's gonna keep you in the same spot. And what I've realized from coaching thousands of people is that when it comes to your life, you either have to want it or you have to want it. You can't be on the fence of maybe it'd be nice if I could, or maybe it'd be nice if this works. Or you have to be so sick and tired of being sick and tired for you to actually do something. And that's that's real shit. Like, so many people think that they want a certain lifestyle, but they have no desire to put in the work. So for a lot of people, they let fear get in the way, but fear and faith require the same thing, believing in something that hasn't happened. So when it comes to fear, how many times has fear stopped you from the very same thing that you've been praying about?
Yeah.
Fear and faith can't coexist. So you have to think, what do I really want? You can't be double-minded. You can't say, oh, one day, oh, I'm ready to change my life. I'm ready to lock in. Let's get it. And then on the same foot, somebody give you the opportunity, you scrolling TikTok. You looking at the email.
You watching everybody else.
Watching everybody else win. Then you fast forward 6 to 12 months, you in the same spot. Fast forward another year, you in the same spot. So you have to look in the mirror and say, is this the time? Or is this something I think that's the time? Because it's not until you make up in your mind that this is what I want and I'm going to do everything that I need to get what I want that you're going to actually see success. So when it comes to, oh, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that, I'm scared of this. Guess what? The life you want ain't coming to you, baby. You got people like Kay getting you access grants. I'm helping people get access funding. You got all of these people giving you the actual tools and knowledge and resources and information. It used to be that things were getting gatekept. Other communities never have reached back out. I promise you, if you go to the hood, you go to a nail salon or whatever, they're not teaching you how to open up no nail salon. If you go to Walmart, ain't nobody teaching you how to start a Walmart. But when you see somebody that look like you make it and they taking the ladder and putting it back down and saying, hey, this is how I got here. Come on, I'll pull you up. You have to yourself be willing to invest and take the action to actually start seeing the benefit of it. So a lot of people say knowledge is power. No, applied knowledge is power.
That's good.
And the more that you apply knowledge, the more confidence you get in yourself. So if you got confidence and you got fear, it's because you have already proven to yourself that you don't keep your word to yourself. Gotta clock it. It ain't me, it's you. So it depends, man. I think some people need Jesus in therapy more than they need a coach.
I know that's right.
Because, listen, I'm helping people who want to be helped. I ain't helping people that we got to bet. No, come to me when you want to be helped and you're ready to put in some work. Because the blueprint is there. We can't. I'm not your therapist, your coach, your financial advisor.
I'm ready. I'm ready to work.
You gotta be ready to go. You come over here. I'm sorry.
Ready to go. Listen, click the link. Click the link. All right, listen, Kendra, this has been amazing.
Yeah,
like this has been a great conversation. Like I said, I've had several people on that have talked about.
They ain't me.
Yeah, nobody gave as much. The gems, the value, the information. This has been life-changing. I can only imagine what the value you provide in your free class. So
yeah, they gotta get in the room.
Listen,
y'all gotta get in the room.
This has been another amazing episode of Access Granted. I want to make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the link, and lock in your spot. And until next time,
bye. What's up, y'all? Kendra Cathey here, and your access has now been granted. In this episode, we went over exactly how to use your credit to get funding to actually increase your income and change your life. In the last 60 seconds, we've went over everything from credit repair to funding and how to actually leverage credit. Your access has now been granted. Make sure that you click the link below. See you in class.